guys, today I am doing a very ambitious amateur craft project. What I was wanting to do, I got this inspiration to do this kind of iconic picture from one of these movies from the 80s. It's called The Breakfast Club. If you haven't seen it, you should. But for my age people, The Breakfast Club was really kind of, I don't know, it really captured the essence of being young in the 80s. Now, I was a little bit too young to understand why these teenagers were so miserable, but as I kind of grew into it, I really appreciated it. So I want to introduce you to the dolls. I'm going to show you kind of my super amateur way that I create the backdrop, but my goal here is to recreate this picture. So this is a movie still. And it's very widely circulated on the web. So I took this picture as my inspiration to create the dolls, to create the backdrop, and even to take the photos. So before I show you the backdrop, I want to introduce you to the dolls, and I'll talk a little bit about each of their characters, because I really love each of these. And I will say that if you are a young person, I think that in a lot of ways people like to categorize you, especially when you're young, but also when you get older, as you are this, you are athletic, you are a bookworm, you are smart, you are, and I think that most of us are a little bit of everything. So anyway, each of these characters is very unique and fun. I'm going to start over here with the boys. I've kind of separated boys from the girls. But over here, this guy in the Letterman jacket is Andrew. He was played by an actor named Emilio Estevez in the film. And I'll tell you that I did a lot of this on a budget. So I got the wigs for the boys on eBay very, very cheaply. This really fun Letterman jacket my mom made. So thanks, Mom. She also made the little t-shirt that's underneath. And then the pants and the shoes I got from a flea market Ken doll clothes. So really kind of affordably put together. Next to him is John Bender. So in the movie, John is kind of that bad boy. He's like on his way to a criminal career, misunderstood, kind of like just that typical bad boy from the 80s. Now, I didn't have to do a lot with this doll. This is Hook, and he already had kind of this cool skin tone and this dark, messy wig. And I got the sunglasses on eBay for like $2, and the entire outfit that he's wearing I got from that same flea market for Ken doll clothes. So I really hit the jackpot with this flannel shirt and the denim jacket, all the way down to his kind of rebel black boots. I mean, Hook is already a rebel, so. And then next to him, this adorable Easel. This is Easel Sith, I think I used as the base doll. This is Brian. So in the movie, Brian is played by Anthony Michael Hall. I should say that John Bender is played by Judd Nelson, by the way. You should look up all these actors. I don't even know if many of them still act. So this Easel, the character is kind of the nerdy one, kind of always follows the rules, and if he gets an A- on a test, he gets upset. But obviously, because he's kind of portrayed as this nerd, he's in a very uncool outfit. Like, he's in this simple black shirt. I think this was meant for a dowel, so it's a little bit tight. But these pants are purposely really kind of big, and I folded them up, and he has these white socks. So I've kind of tried to make him look stereotypically uncool, like his character in the movie. All right, so let me show you the girls. So I have Allison. Allison was probably my favorite character in that movie because, I mean, they call her the basket case. Like, she's the one who's kind of weird, and she carries around this giant bag with all her stuff in it. She always wears black, and her hair's really messy, and but it turns out she's just a really cool chick. So I can thank my mom almost completely for this outfit, head to toe. The doll is, I think, Princess Sapphire, which, by the way, if you have seen Pullip Princess Sapphire Night, you should get that doll. She's beautiful. But my mom made the sweater, the scarf. She even made the giant bag, and it's stuffed full of cotton, and the kind of gauzy skirt. I got the shoes. I actually had the shoes already from eBay, and I really only paid a few dollars for it. So again, really fun to put her together and really on a budget. And then last but not least, this is Claire. So in the 80s, Molly Ringwald was a big deal. She was a very big star, and she was in all these like teenage movies. And I was trying to find the right doll to play the Claire in this diorama, but I just used one of my make-it-own dolls. I had to find the perfect wig because Molly has this gorgeous red hair, and they really play off of that for the character Claire in the movie. And again, I leaned on my mom for the skirt and the pink top, and really kind of accessorized with stuff I found already in my bag. And then these little boots, believe it or not, I got them as like my door prize at Puddle a year ago. So I was really able to put all of these dolls together very affordably, because the idea was that the project was to capture these images that I remember from being a little kid using these dolls. So next I'm going to show you how I created the backdrop, and then I'll show you some of the photos. All right, so now we're going to create the backdrop for the photos that I want to take. And I've got the picture that I printed just kind of as a reference. Like, I know how I want to set the dolls up to pose them, but you can see the lockers in the back. So what I've done is I just went to Hobby Lobby. You can get this from pretty much any art store. It's just a thicker red, like a poster board. So it's kind of sturdy, and I'll be able to kind of prop it up against something for the photos. And you can see that I've already started to make the lines for the lockers. Now, again, from the photo, it's very much a background thing. It doesn't need to feature prominently. It just needs to be a little bit of a backdrop. So I'm just using this ruler to give me kind of straight lines. So you can see what I've done so far. And then what I'm going to do is I line up. I kind of started in the beginning, and I kind of evenly spaced these lockers a certain way, and I made myself little dots. So what I'll do is, and I've lined this one with a dot down here, and I'll just draw lines all the way across. And I'll just do this for a couple more. Make sure this is set. And then once I'm done with this, I will draw the little lines here. All right, and so now I'm going to do the lines across to kind of give it the locker feel. And so I'm using, this is a ruler, but it's actually it's called a carpenter's square. So it's a little bit longer, but then it also lines up against another end. So that just kind of ensures I have a straight line all the way across. So what I'm going to do is kind of do all of these at once. So you can see I've lined it up with the lines here. So I'm just going to go, and again, it doesn't need to be perfect. I'm just kind of eyeballing this. And then we just move down. Second one. Crafting for beginners. Shortcuts for beginners, that's me. And then I'll just move down here and do the rest of these. Okay guys, so what I've done is kind of awkward, but I found an area at this time of day with really great natural light. There are a lot of neighborhood kids, so I'm always like, nothing to see here, just a grown woman taking pictures of her dolls. So I've got the backdrop set up, and I've kind of carefully posed the dolls kind of according to the picture. I'm going to play around with having the Ellie doll sit down. But now I'm going to just take a couple pictures and then just play around with their poses.